I've supported myself living as a hobbit in the woods for quite a while now. I used to just sell crystals out of my car, but then eventually in 2017, I started really experimenting with wire wrapping. And that whole year I just did it for myself and friends. And in 2018, I started posting, and enough people liked what they saw. So this is an ode to all the custom orders I've ever had, because these are the foundations of my business. What really kept me going, and still keep me going to this day. This really felt like my time to mess around and just feel comfortable and not really under any pressure, just like experiment with different styles. I was really playing around with basic macraming, but I was still sending some orders out. I was also doing a lot of wholesale crystals at this time. And I was just feeling a lot of gratitude because I was realizing I didn't have to pretend like I wanted to do a corporate job. Like, I was actually coming in contact with people who genuinely wanted to connect, and we could create something cool together, and it was a really relieving experience. And then November came around in 2018, and that's when I started incorporating Moldavite into my jewelry. It had already found me the year previous, but it was time for me to really channel it into some art for other people. Moldavite had already been ripping my heart chakra and my third eye open like crazy, really making me a nature bum, a beach bum, I'm just out here. This one totally created by Moldavite too, although Moldavite was probably the smallest aspect to it. Just another really cool customer collaboration on a huge third eye discipline piece, Libyan Gold Tektite really taught me about operating from my heart chakra and using the color of gold as an alchemical tool in my mind's eye, just to paint upon my external reality, especially when manifesting or just element bending. So effective. And this was my first piece I tried doing a oriental symbol on, because I hadn't done it until someone asked me to, and I was like, yeah, you know what, yeah. And every time someone asked me to do something that was honestly a challenge, it just boosted my confidence, kept the flow going. This design kind of showcases how wacky I sometimes wanted to get, and honestly, it was just to have some really original work, but also really honoring some shamanic indigenous roots, just really trying to bring out some witchy vibes in anybody and everybody. And every single day, all I did was really just get more and more grateful for how crazy and out in nature I could just remain and still be successful.
I love myself! Yeah.
So I made sure to just share all my fairy circle adventures and more Moldavites, getting Moldavite out there as much as fucking possible. Everybody, please get this meteorite, get connected, tap in. We're in the network, we're in the higher consciousness grid, overwhelming the lower consciousness grid. Everybody getting on it. We all good. We getting down in the dirt. We getting comfy with it. And around this part of 2019 is when I introduced my practice of charging up my pieces with my personal chi. I believe that I am anchored at my heart chakra, polarizing any environment I step into, because I am very mindful. I practice mindfulness like crazy. So I believe that with my Tai Chi, I'm able to use my heart chakra energy to set the intention of every piece and activate them to change your vibration when they're in your field. And I just made sure to show everybody how I work with my pieces. A lot of this is off camera, and even after this I did a lot of it off camera, but this was around my little Easter egg time to just show people how I connect with the spirit of my piece. I believe I bring them to life, they all have a mind. Now these pieces are all from when I started traveling onward. These are all the pieces that supported my travels, whether it was successful traveling or bumpy traveling. It was traveling nonetheless, and these customs just kept me going. It's so wonderful, so grateful, and the creative flow never stopped. It just got goofier, to be honest. Now this was my first silver piece. I was so proud of this piece. Moldavite and Herkimer diamond. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I was traveling in a place I'd never been before. Like, that was double whammy on my self-confidence right there. Oh god, I was so happy. This is the cosmic event of icing out Brother Gaia. Big homie, big energy right there. And this time right here is when I used to just rack up my stash of Gemmy crystals. And then this one came around and ended up being used for an Ankh tool, for a Reiki. This was the first model. This one didn't really stay together and I wanted to redesign it anyway. So this is when shit started getting weird, because this one came to me in a dream. Okay, and I dreamt about it 3 days in a row until I finally did it right and I scrapped the old model and did this one. And this is when I realized I was channeling something weird, something different. Right here we got a custom for the homie Brother Magic. Some nice ass grounding energy. Right here we got a custom for the homie Clayton. Closest thing to Doctor Strange I've ever met in real life. This is another Libyan Gold Tektite custom, but this was for my Reiki teacher when I first met her, before I even knew she was going to be my Reiki teacher. The little rose formations around the Herkimers. And then Brother Gaia had to get iced out again because, you know, Jimi Hendrix was a shaman, it would be this guy. Gotta keep him rocking. Then I did my first giveaway concept with the option of getting a free custom designed Larimar. And I started doing this a lot more. I don't think I kept a lot of the pictures for some of these though, but this was one of them. I'll be doing this some more. Keep your eyes peeled. Pretty much everything for 2020 changed because this is when my art vision started coming to me in my dreams and during breathwork sessions, and I wouldn't know what was happening anymore because I would just be like overwhelmed with these new ideas and it would just kind of like fall out of me and it would just be too on point because like I've never really done anything on point before. Channeling is like a whole other thing. Just waking up with rainbows in the sky and shit, and you just go back in and make some more art based off of your dreams. And it just started becoming very apparently machine-like, and custom orders got more and more fun because I would only attract people who were on the same wavelength. Like, hey, I just woke up with the same lucid dream 3 times in a row, and I don't know why, but I felt like I needed to call you about it. And I'm like, hey, I had the same dream last night. And we can create a pendant that'll help you control your dreams now. And that's when it got so specific, is because I would just know what I had to do. Like, I would specifically need to make an animal, or I would specifically need to make a plant medicine, or I would specifically need to make some sort of symbol or sacred geometry, but it would always be so specific. Like, there is a purpose to this, there is a reason for this. There is someone out there right now who, if not right now, a week or a month in the future is going to align with this. And but here's the crazy thing, is then I would get a custom order and they would ask me something that I woke up knowing someone was going to ask me for, like a dream would have prepared me for it or something like that. Like, the synchronicity got ridiculous. Like, when Free Soul hit me up about the scorpion totem, like, I was like, yeah, I've been ready for this. Like, I woke up knowing this was gonna happen. Like, that's how it's been happening every day. Today's no different. let's go. So around this time, I made sure to get y'all hip to animal spirit totems, the way that spirit will manifest for you in repeated imagery and physical manifestations, just to let you know that it's there for you in different emotional forms. So you can call on those power animals for protection and reinforcement, strength, willpower. Here's a bird I channeled, and I did not channel this on purpose. I don't think there was any really plan to this piece. Honestly, it was a custom, but I didn't know what animal was gonna come through. It came through though. And this one was just, I asked if I could just be experimental because I was really in a channeling mood. He let me just go ham, make it claspable. Really fun. It's really cool to just come across customers that would like to have fun with you, just try new things. So here I ordered this small parcel, and then Brother Guy was like, yo, why don't we just get bulk? So we ended up swimming in like grams and grams of moldavite, just like floating for like the rest of our days when we lived together. Like that was it. It was just like moldavite all the time. And of course I got a ton of moldavite custom orders, like we both did, but like I really got to just go in on these wire wraps and just kept spreading the moldavite love. Like we just got it out there. Now this one was a custom just looking for a generator, but they wanted a Merkaba and Metatron's cube in there, possibly three-dimensionally. And then of course my dreamscape just went, hey, you're gonna do this yet again. Felt really cool, I'm gonna tell you that. Broke the sky open in seconds. A wonderful, lovely soul won this moldavite giveaway for a custom wrap with sacred geometry in it, and they did not settle at all, and I'm so glad they didn't because this was so much fun to make. Here's when I really got a little successful with some in-person sales around this time. I was really looking for some community after COVID, and Baltimore is just like up. So we're like, all right, bet, let's go. I did some custom wrappings on the spot. All of these were on the spot. I made these that day. I don't know how I did that shit. It was perfect. It was just a really good vibration. Everyone there was so cool. And I had this piece, which was unfinished, on that desk. I started back in May. And a really good homie saw it, and he loved it as it was, and he was like, yo, just tie it up, and I'll take it. And that's what happened. Then I found myself on this mountain with some other artist friends, and we just honed in on our craft together.
I'm Bliss. Welcome to my show. Oh, fuck!
And then something about the altitude and just being up and fresh, clean mountain air just brought something else out. It was just like an unstoppable new style, but like nothing ever looked like the last thing, and I was just spacing out doing this shit. It was just like great. Just fun falling into flow states, like different types of energy. Like we're tapping into a different spirit every time we made something, and I was just like really bringing down transcendent vibrations. Like I was having a hard time staying in my body all summer, but one thing that kept me grounded was like making like 2 or 3 things a day, and it just became such a thing. I didn't have to put any effort into it, and I ended up taking other pieces and adding on to them as custom orders. Like this one, oh my god, this was a crazy solar plexus battery. It was a battery. Like my hand would shake. Like you can see, look, you see me shaking? Yep. Ah! And then just being more thoughtful with packaging and making it an experience for anyone who supported me. I always switch up the packaging. My packaging is never the same. It really depends on what I'm going through. And then, oh my god, wonderful supporter ended up getting this lock ornament. She's got beautiful locks, so she needed this beautiful ornament. Such a techie piece. Not my first lock ornament, but this is the only one I got a picture of. This is my favorite lock ornament I ever made too. And that same starseed ended up getting a third eye shifter, a third eye channeler, just to hone in on the channeling, because she's very Arcturian, she's very tapped into all the messages coming down. So this is just to ground it down into the body so it's not so intense, but awakening that ripple effect, you know. And then another lovely soul asked for this mushroom from me. And you already know how I be with mushrooms. Perfect. Now back in Idaho, These are all customs I worked on once I got to West Coast. I just let the music bump and let's just observe these ones. These ones are just a fucking awesome trip. I was blessed to create this series of pendants for an entire family of people that wanted to heal their relationships through their astrological aspects. So I made a pendant for each emotional aspect that was their biggest detriment between them. And all of these are acting as 24/7 healers of their family dynamic. Like, this was just insane. Not to mention, it's just Aquarius energy trying to make the best of Aquarius energy. Like, two Aquariuses are it was just really beautiful to be able to truly energy work, like have people that appreciate the meaning of alchemy. Like, this was a pure alchemy. This took me many months. We worked really like head to head on this. This was awesome. My dream of a custom order. And then here, my other dream of a customer order, just wrapping a bracelet for one of my best friends from back in Maryland. Oh my God.
स्थले गलीवलाम्बिलाम्बितं मुषाकौत्तमालिकं जमज्जमज्जमज्जमानिनादवद्दमार्गयां चिकारचन्द्रदां दवन्ननोकुनशिरां जितत्तविगलजलप्रवाहपावितस्थले गलीवलाम्बिलाम्बितं मुषाकौत्तमालिकं जमज्जमज्जमज्जमानिनादवद्दमार्गयां चिकारचन्द्रदां दवन्ननोकुनशिरां.
Around this time is when I started feeling a little overwhelmed with how many custom orders I realized I had been accumulating myself all at once. I realized I had like 30 on a list, and I was trying to do all of them at once because, you know, me. So it's around this time when I started trying to reorganize and started taking less custom orders because I need to catch up and then reorganize the way I do them. But this is what has come out of my most recent customs. This is from February 2021. This has been going on for a few weeks, but starting formally now, I will not be taking any more custom orders until April. This is going to be my time to catch up on all my other orders I've had, and then starting April, I will only be taking 8 custom orders per month, and these 8 slots will be available a month in advance of every month. They all are $55 as a down payment to purchase that slot, to secure that slot, and the minimum total order for the custom should be 111. And this is how I'm going to organize to keep myself sane, practical, and efficient. Thank you for understanding and always being with me.